James Charles is an influencer like nobody has ever seen before, and even though his rise to fame has been monumental, it has come with tons of massive ups and massive downs, as I'm sure, we already know. And today on InformOverload, I'm going to be breaking down how we got here and talking about some of James's biggest scandals. I'm Mackenzie Smith, and let's just get right into this spillage. James started gaining tons of followers while he was still in high school, just a kid from Bethlehem, New York, obsessed with makeup that would charge a few bucks to do his classmates' makeup. That is until he started gaining hundreds of thousands of followers on social media, and then became the first ever cover boy at just the age of 19. In the brief time that followed, he became a viral internet sensation, even getting to attend the ultra-coveted Met Gala, only which a handful of other YouTubers have ever attended. And James has broken so many records in his time on social media that it's honestly hard to keep track. But as we all know, it hasn't all been good, and he has gotten himself into quite a few scandals in his rise to fame, getting the name of a controversial influencer very early on. It all started in 2017, right after he was named the cover boy. He tweeted out, quote, "I can't believe we're going to Africa today. Oh my god, what if we get Ebola? James, we're fine, we could have gotten it at Chipotle last year." And backlash for that tweet was swift, with people calling the comments stereotypical and degrading. And he made things a lot worse when he decided to block users that were calling him out, with James tweeting out shortly after, quote, "Block and move on, James, block and move on." But when the backlash did not stop, he ended up posting a formal apology, saying he was extremely sorry for his tweet and was aware that his message was extremely offensive and degrading. He also referred to the content of Africa as a country, which is just like an extra yikes. But it seems that after this, the controversies got worse and more frequent. Not sure if that's because James learned that all press is somewhat good press, or if people just started to be harder on him. In the months that followed, James started feuding with legitimate celebrities, which was something that YouTubers were not known for doing. He got into a feud with the cast members of It after he called the film predictable and awful, with Finn Wolfhard responding that he shouldn't be using his phone at the movies. And then in the midst of all that drama, he posted a video recreating Pennywise's makeup from the movie, which he even admitted was hypocritical in the first few minutes of the video in light of the whole scandal. But the mainstream celebrity drama did not stop, and he even picked a fight with Ariana Grande in 2018, saying in a video with Shane Dawson that she was the rudest celebrity that he had ever met. According to James, Ariana followed him on Twitter and they sent some DMs back and forth. But when his Ebola scandal was going down, fans started to call her out for still following him, so she unfollowed him to not upset her fans. Then only 6 months later, he started to create drama inside the community, coming after Marlena Stell of Makeup Geek, who is an OG in the space. When Marlena announced that she was working with Netflix on a makeup documentary, James got furious, tweeting Netflix that he had an outline prepared and that he would essentially be like a better fit for the documentary than her, even calling her out of touch at times. Marlena respectfully clapped back that James had never even produced any makeup or started a brand at that time, so he needed to relax and, kind of take a seat, but she would still include him in the documentary if he wanted. But he clapped back that he wasn't even 21 yet, and essentially he's more successful than she will ever be. And just the lack of respect to come for an OG like that when you're just coming up is honestly disgusting and very, very entitled, especially when he had no business being in the docu-series community at all. Like, he was literally just a beauty guru at that time. Then James launched his palette with Morphe in 2018. But there were more than a few hiccups, with people calling out James' swatches in the launch video, as they looked like they were doubled up to make the product look way more pigmented. Then in the same month, customers started to have issues with the products, and one user even said that one of the red shades stained her eyelids, with James snarkily writing back to the person on Twitter, "If you have hives, consult your dermatologist, not me for likes on Twitter." But that user clapped back harder, writing, "Your lack of sympathy for someone who was harmed by a product with your name on it is truly shocking." Then in March of 2019, he was called out for heavily photoshopping, with people thinking he wasn't as talented with makeup as he led people to believe, and he was more so just like a Photoshop artist. Everything was really the worst of the worst in 2019 though, as that year he got in a scandal with Vlog Squad member Jeff Wittick when James said he didn't think that he was fully gay because he had been attracted to women and trans men in the past. But the trans community found it disrespectful, as it was insinuating that trans men are not real men. Then some Coachella drama happened when Gage Gomez, who had spent a weekend with James at Coachella, posted a video exposing James for trying to manipulate him, saying that James pressured him to do things that he wasn't comfortable with. As a clapback to that, James insisted Gage had never said that he was straight, and Gage basically just wanted to hang out with influencers and clout chase. Then sometime after that, James was called out for calling influencers a marginalized group when he attended the Met Gala. But the manipulation claims came back when the bi-sister scandal wreaked havoc on James's social media numbers. And in May of 2019, Tati Westbrook uploaded her infamous video publicly ending her friendship with James and calling him out for promoting a competitor, as well as calling him fame hungry and using his influence to trick straight men into thinking they're gay. And as a result of all the claims, and other huge influencers like Jeffree Star and Zara Larsson also coming for James, he started to lose followers like crazy. And he ended up breaking the record for the most followers lost all at once, with him losing 3 million subscribers, while Tati gained millions. But the whole thing ended when James totally cleared his name in his own video, called No More Lies, and he poked holes in every single claim that Tati made with receipts. Since then, the perception around James has changed, and it seems that people are not willing to cancel him again unless we all know the real facts. Since then, James has been in multiple scandals, all far less serious than his old ones. And it seems that for the most part, there's always a strong group of people willing to give him the benefit of the doubt about anything. Since then, James has gotten into a few scandals. First was when he attended Lorraine's birthday party in the midst of the pandemic, and him, along with other huge creators, were called out. But he didn't take too much heat there because tons of influencers also attended. But the worst pair of scandals James got into was when he not once, but twice, called out celebrities for trying to launch beauty brands, when that isn't what they were known for. It started when Alicia Keys announced that she was starting a line with e.l.f. Cosmetics, and James immediately called it out on Twitter, saying that she had no business in the cosmetic industry because she publicly stated that she does not wear makeup. But it turns out it was actually a skincare line all along. Then shortly after, he did the same thing to Lauren Conrad when she sent James an empty PR package, and although it was very unprofessional on her part, James overreacted by making a scathing video about it on Instagram, also saying again that she had no business having a makeup line, which is essentially just gatekeeping the whole makeup industry. And this is when James was starting to seem like his old entitlement might be coming back. Another bad one was when he was called out for stealing Teddy Fresh's color block merch design, and even though he denied it, any person could see that some of the items were basically identical. As of now, James is in a heated battle with Trisha Paytas for some reason, because it seems like she just wants to hate on him so badly, even though he did nothing wrong in the recent D'Amelio drama. I guess we'll have to wait and see where James goes from here, but to me it seems like he has matured and grown a lot, and his fan base is stronger than ever, because James has been pumping out premium content, while others around him have been getting in way worse scandals of their own, or seem to just be neglecting content creation in the midst of the pandemic. Let me know your thoughts on all this below, and with all the scandals James has gone through, do you think he has changed and matured now? I honestly think his age was also just a huge factor. Like, you just really can't expect a teenager to be perfect straight out of the gates. But with all that, I'm gonna shout out some comments from my last video on TikTok beauty hacks you need to try. One user said, Mackenzie should tell us her beauty hacks. How does someone look that good? Also, thank you so much. Love you. You're so nice. Also, I mean, if you really want to know, you can check out my personal channel. It's just Mackenzie Smith on YouTube. Then I'm Cool Maggie. Yes, you are Cool Maggie. Said, I was about to throw an empty Clarins foundation, but I decided to cut it with scissors and take out the remaining product. To my surprise, I could rescue like 20% of the foundation and placed it in a small container. Oh my god, you go girl, that's awesome. I feel like foundation is one of those things. I always have the pump, and then once I stop pumping, I just kind of throw it out, but there's always so much left. I swear they make it like smaller just so that you end up throwing it out. Then Nora said, confused about the dish soap and oil because dish soap is used to break down oils. So what's the purpose of adding the oil? Nora, I have no idea, but all that I can tell you is the dish soap oil thing is the #1 most useful hack that I've ever tried, because I didn't try them all before I made that video, but after I did, and that is the only thing that completely cleans my beauty blenders. It's unreal uncanny. If you haven't tried it, you must, whoever is watching this. Alright guys, that is all for the video today. Thanks so much for sticking around. If you made it all the way here, if you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe to see more of us. I've been your host, Mackenzie Smith, and I will catch you all in the next one.